Today, I'm going to talk about being polite and kind when you comment online, on websites, on blogs, on social media, on forums, or anywhere else that you think a comment is applicable. Now, being polite is obviously an extremely nice thing to do. It's kind, it's appreciative. It allows you to shower praise in the correct way and to acknowledge the other person that they have actually written something worthwhile or that you approve of what they've said. Being polite also allows you to show that you're interested in the other person and what they've written, or their opinion, or their point of view, or the content, the subject that they've written about. But this means that you should show your appreciation in an applicable manner. Make sure that you aren't over ingratiating. There's nothing worse than somebody who fawns and creeps around someone saying how wonderful they are. Being polite means being nice and kind and gracious, but it doesn't necessarily mean being overly so. Being polite allows you also to build relationships with other people. If you are nice to other people and positive and forthcoming and generally are agreeable to them, friendly and kind towards them, this creates a good impression. And creating a good impression is important if you want people to notice you, and then to start to know, like, and to trust you, which leads on towards gaining more followers, fans, and ultimately customers and clients. Building a relationship is extremely important within the social world, and commenting is one of the best ways to go ahead and try and obtain this particular objective. So being polite and kind is one of the first things you do towards building a relationship with someone, because they're hardly going to notice someone who is disagreeable and demonstrative and goes around being just generally not very nice at all. Being polite also means that it's important to treat the other person as you would like to be treated yourself, because this includes listening to what the other person is saying. Listening means reading and sitting back and taking note and fully understanding and generally watching and learning and seeing what other people say first before you finally enter into the conversation to be able to have your say or to offer your help where needed. It's showing respect, it's gathering information so that you don't go in and create a faux pas, and it's also part of appreciating how other people are commenting within the discussion, and also to understand the mood that is happening. You don't want to go in with the totally wrong attitude. If people are having a bit of a rant or a gripe, be aware of the reasons why they are doing this, rather than going in all positive and happy when actually it isn't applicable within this particular discussion. And as I said earlier, being rude is more likely to be remembered than to be polite and kind, which isn't really very fair. But it is in fact well known that negative things are more likely to make a bigger impression than somebody who is being pleasant and forthcoming. But never mind, because the answer to this is to continue being polite and kind and appreciative and forthcoming, because eventually it will filter down and people will start to remember you as someone who is pleasant and worth knowing, rather than the rather unfortunate person who likes to find fault with everybody and is extremely disagreeable while they do so. Because positivity is all about showing respect to other people. And if you actually acknowledge and you are aware of what they're trying to say and what they're saying, and you take the time to engage with them in the correct manner, which basically means being aware of everything that is being said and the manner of it, the proper subject, the context, using the correct kind of vocabulary, then because you are polite and kind and agreeable, what you say will be far more appreciated, and ultimately, at the end of it all, will be remembered as someone who is pleasant and worth knowing, rather than somebody who is inappropriately disagreeable. So next time you comment on a blog post or a social update or a forum discussion, have a good think about how you're going to come across. Are you going to be polite and good-mannered? Are you going to show appreciation and acknowledgement? Are you going to take time to fully understand what's going on? Are you going to treat other people as you would yourself? Are you going to listen properly before joining conversations? It might make a huge difference when it comes to being remembered later on, when you want to further any relationships you have with your fans and your followers.